SHALAM
So let me just pull it up on the YouTube.
concert. I'm going to read for the class.
All right, Shalom. This is the I.S.U.P.K Wednesday law class.
He's in
Yeah, this is the I.S.U.P.K Wednesday law class. We're live. We just had a little bit of difficulty. Yeah, we had a little bit of difficulty. We just starting now. Also, remember, check out Commanding General Yohanna's radio show, which is Monday, 2 a.m. our time. Also, check out the classes Tuesday through Friday. You have the Brotherhood class on the Tuesday, the Law class on the Wednesday, the Scripture breakdown on the Thursday, the Lashon Kodash, which is the Hebrew tongue, on the Friday. That's 12 a.m. our time. Yeah, that's 12 a.m. our time. Also, we have classes here Monday, 7 p.m., Wednesday, 7 p.m., Thursday, 7 p.m. We have the history class, the law class, and the scripture breakdown class. Also, Purim was a success. Big up to everyone that helped, man. It was a success, man. Big up to everyone that helped. All the sisters, all the brothers came down, supported it. We ate well and so forth. Also, we got now the next day is the Passover. So everyone if you come into that, let us know ASAP, man. It needs to be booked by next week. Is it not? Yeah, next week, about 7-8 days. It needs to be booked by then. So today we're going to go into a few scriptures about how rich men hate black people. How the people who's meant to guide the nation, you don't want to take guidance from them, which is us in the I.S.U.P.K, man. People look at us like we're lowly and don't want to take guidance from us, but want to take guidance from Mayweather. People expect Mayweather to say something good and do the right thing. What you got to realize is there's a big difference between a celebrity and a prophet, man.
That's right.
You're trying to make Mayweather a prophet when he ain't one. You're trying to make David Lammy a prophet when he ain't one. You want their take on the current issues in the neighborhood. You want their take on the current issues when all they are is entertainers. Listen, you taking counsel from Floyd Mayweather and getting yourself upset over Mayweather saying, "Oh, it's not his problem. He's going to continue to wear what he wants to wear." Like what? I don't get what you expected him to say. He ain't for other people. The only thing we've got in common with him is obviously with the same nation, but he don't care about this nation. Because rich men get their money off white people, and that's who they care about. And this is the first thing that every black man does. Wants to get some money. They get rid of that black woman they was with, and end up with a white woman. That's what they do, man. Or they start to have white people around them. I mean, you should have knew that Mayweather don't care about black people. And remember that time Justin Bieber was talking about niggers and made that chainsaw noise in his song and so forth. You should have knew from them that these celebrities don't care about black people. Because every time white people mock us, the first thing they say is this: that was a long time ago. Let's forget about it. He's a good friend of mine. Listen, Mayweather said Justin Bieber hangs out with his kids, man. After Justin Bieber was like, he was singing a song about nigga run nigga with a chainsaw noise. From that, you should have knew that obviously you don't care about black people. From all these events, you should know these celebrities don't care about black people. But if I could say, can you get me a Psalms chapter 94 verse 16? The people who do care about black people, you don't want to listen to them. The people who are out there camp every week in classes, who actually care about black people, these are the people that you choose not to listen to. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me?
The Lord said, who will rise up for me, man? The Lord said, who's going to speak for him? Who's going to stand up for him?
Who's going to rise up for him? And your celebrities ain't going to rise up for him. Your celebrities ain't going to stand up for him. And this is why when black people die, your celebrities don't speak out. Or if they do speak out, they're quiet after 5 minutes, man. They only speak out for 5 minutes. Listen, we've been speaking about the injustice to our people before it happens and after it happens. We're speaking about the injustice to our people forever, man. We don't stop speaking about it. The Lord, who will rise up for him. We rise up for him, man. We stand for the Lord. Go ahead.
Against the evildoers.
Against the what?
The evildoers.
We stand up for the Lord against the evildoers, man. We stand up for the Lord against the evildoers of our nation and against the white man, the devil, Liam Neeson and so forth.
That's right.
Meanwhile, what's that man's name that tried to save him again? What's his name? Something
John Barnes.
Yeah. We stand up for the Lord, man. Meanwhile, John Barnes is like, oh, Liam Neeson deserves a medal. That's the leader, that's the people who you want to lead you, man. People like John Barnes who says Liam Neeson deserves a medal and he was courageous and he's just saying, oh, well, basically, it's what he sees black people do, so don't be too harsh on him and he said no wrong. That's the people who you choose, man. The Lord said, who's going to stand up for me, man? We stand up for the Lord. And John Barnes doesn't stand up for the Lord. Mayweather don't stand up for the Lord. 50 Cent, all your rappers, Jay-Z, none of them don't stand up for the Lord. You Beyonce's.
I'd say then, why would you even pay attention to what they're going to say? They're entertainers.
Exactly.
They're meant to make you feel good. And like, what do they know about political issues, how black people are meant to think?
Exactly.
All they do is make people sing and dance.
Exactly. Mayweather's job is to box, man. His job is to be a boxer. Beyonce's job is to be a singer. That's what they do, man. I mean, why are you going to them, expecting them to say something that makes sense? Why are you going to them and getting upset once they don't say what you want them to say? Listen, this is how dumb it is. You going to Beyonce and Mayweather, it's like, basically, it's like you needed open heart surgery. You wouldn't go to Floyd Mayweather for that. You wouldn't go to Beyonce for that. So why are you going to Mayweather and Beyonce for political issues, man? That's not their field. That's our field. We've got the answers. But the people who've got the answers, you don't want to come to them.
Right.
I mean, when you're sick, who do you go to? You go to the doctor, right? Right here, the I.S.U.P.K. This is the doctors of political issues, man. And all issues in the neighborhood. This is who you come to. But instead, you're going to someone that sings for a living for open heart surgery. You're going to someone that boxes for open heart surgery. Listen, you let Mayweather or Beyonce perform a surgery on you, you're gonna die, man. And obviously that's how stupid you are when you go to them for these political issues, man. You go into the wrong people, they haven't got the answers. Go ahead.
In the middle of 16, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
It says, and who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? None of these rich folks don't stand up for the Lord, for the workers of iniquity. Iniquity is another word for sin. They don't stand up for it. But who stands up for it? We do, man. You're going to getting upset. Oh, I'm never watching a Mayweather boxing match again because he said he's not going to stop spending his money in the Gucci store. Listen, man, that's what Mayweather's supposed to do. Mayweather ain't supposed to be blackity black. Mayweather ain't supposed to be, well, he's supposed to be for his people, but he's not. What you gotta realize is he's an entertainer that gets paid by white people. I mean, the other day you had rich white people that went to watch him boxing. Was it Tokyo? Yeah, they paid him what, 9 million? They paid him 9 million to watch him box. That's his profession, man. To watch him box. With Mayweather, when he's talking about political issues, you should have the TV on mute because what he's saying, nothing good's gonna come out of his mouth, man.
Right.
I mean, everybody's and another thing is, everybody's always saying about him, everyone always saying, Mayweather, he can't read, he can't write. Everybody's always trolling him. So if he can't read and he can't write, how you expect him to say something smart, man? You know he can't read and write, so how you expect him to say something smart? How you expect him to want to boycott all these brands and These people's the ones paying money. While it is, these celebrities are all for themselves. And this is why, as soon as they get that paycheck, they move out the hood. They used to live amongst you. You don't see them no more. They're living their best life now. They're living in a white neighborhood now, in a gated community. So you mean to tell me your whole life you lived in the ghetto amongst your people? You lived in the ghetto when you know people around there just so-called criminals and thugs and whatnot. You lived among black people all this time. It was just normal. You lived there, everything was fine. And you mean to tell me now you moved to a white man's area with a gated community? You didn't need a gated community when you was here. You could have just stayed here, man, and lived amongst us. But what they do is move out to live amongst white people, to block black people out. And then when things start falling down, what do? Come straight back to the hood, man. Come back to the hood talking about, oh yeah, I got some new merch. Now they're going to give you a free t-shirt. Meanwhile, when they was making all that money, it was out with the white kids. They didn't want to give you no free t-shirt. They always do it. They come back to the hood. Once their career starts to go downhill, I've seen so many of them do it. They start talking about what? I'm giving back to the community. This is when they got no money to even give back to the community.
That's right.
When they had all the money, they didn't want to give nothing back. But now all the money's back, gone. They realized that the white men done them dirty, made them make all these albums, realized they didn't see the amount of money they were meant to receive. And then now they're going to come back to the hood talking about, oh, I'm a solo independent artist. This is what they say. I'm no longer on a label. I'm a solo independent artist. That's what they say, man. But I'll read that again.
Psalm 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me?
It says, who will rise up for me? In the I.S.U.P.K, we rise up for the Lord. We speak against the evil which takes part in the community. Go ahead.
Against the evildoers, or
it says against the evildoers. And the white man, he's the biggest evildoer, man.
That's right.
Who's going to rise up for the Lord and the Lord's people against Liam Neeson? Not John Barnes. Who rises up? Who rose up for Mark Duggan when the police shot him dead, man? Who rose up for Jermaine Baker when he was in his car asleep? He was in his car asleep, man, and they shot him through the window and killed him. I didn't see none of the UK celebrities talking about it. I didn't see none of the UK celebrities talking about we need to put a stop to this. Even though they don't know the truth, they still could, do everything within their power. Like, what's the name? Colin Kaepernick, at least he did something. I mean, at least he did something. All the other celebrities just going about their life and be like, oh, well, anybody can get shot. Anybody can get killed by the police. If that's true, I'm yet to see it. I'm yet to see it. Go ahead.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
There you go, man. From there, give me Isaiah chapter 15, verse 1. It says, who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Meaning those who do wrong, man. Those who sin, those who do wickedly. Ain't no one standing up. You got some rapper talking about what trans kids matter. Did you see it? I can't remember what his name is. He was talking about trans kids matter. You got R. Kelly dealing with all these little girls, man. We stand up against these things, man. We've been talking about child molestation for forever, and nobody cared about it until they watched what Surviving R. Kelly. And then now, guess what? Everybody's forgot about it now. Everybody's forgot about it now. Did you know that after that he had the concert, and those women in the crowd saying what? Take them hostage, man. Shows how much they care about black people.
Right.
Little kids is being molested, and just because you like his music, you're going to be saying, take me hostage. Which means what? Us as black people have become selfish and only care about ourselves, and when it only happens to our immediate family, when we ain't meant to have that mindset, man. We're meant to care about the whole nation as a whole. One black man's child getting molested is like all of our children getting molested, man. If we fought like that, guess what? If you looked at every black man's child like your own child, that would stop child molestation straight away. That would stop black on black crime straight away. The crime rate would drop, man. But because we become selfish and want to listen to Mayweather and Beyonce and be like, oh, I came up on my own soul and I'm gonna do this, and no one helped me when I was low, so I ain't helping no one now. When we start doing things like that, we end up in the positions that we're in. Go ahead.
Isaiah 58 and 1. Cry aloud, spare not.
The Lord said what?
Cry aloud, spare
The
not.
Lord said, cry aloud, man, spare not. This is what we do every time we go to camp, every time we're in class. We spare not, meaning what? We don't care about your feelings, whether you like what we're saying or not. But your artists that you listen to, that you love so much, they spare everyone's feelings. You know why they spare everyone's feelings? Because if they spared not, they would lose all them sponsors, they would lose all that money they're getting, they probably would lose that house on the hill. They would rather be rich and watch their people die, because they don't care about black people.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
The Lord said, lift up your voice like a trumpet. Now, when we're dying in the streets, I don't hear these celebrities lifting up their voice like a trumpet.
That's right.
I don't hear rich black men lifting up their voice like a trumpet. I don't hear Oprah or Wendy Williams doing talk shows about it, lifting up their voice like a trumpet. Because they don't care. They know as soon as they open their mouth, that money's going to stop. As soon as they open their mouth, that good lifestyle is going to stop. They know they're going to get, what wasn't it? Calling the stopped you from playing in the NFL, isn't it?
That's right.
Stopped you from playing in the NFL, cancel these sponsors. Now, the white man's very strategic with how he does these things. One black man speaks out, they cancel his sponsors, they drop him from whatever he was, they basically shove him to the back and get rid of him. And then that right there serves as a lesson to every other black celebrity. Every other black celebrity sees that and be like, well, he spoke out and they cancel his sponsorships. The white man uses that as a lesson to let you know, all right then, if we just let this one speak out, they might all start speaking out, and then that's why they like to shut the first one up, come down hard on him. But listen, man, the Lord's got greater riches than just money and silver and gold and whatever.
Now I'm saying that's heavy what you're saying, because Steve Harvey, I don't know if you watched his interview he had, and he was sounding like such a coon. He's like, listen, I've got a family that depend on me. I'm not jeopardizing my whole career on like a courageous act, like happening. So saying that, forget his courageous act to make a statement. I've got a family that need me to make money, so forget all that save black people stuff. I've got money to make. That's what he's saying.
And that's so disgusting, man. Basically, he sees the injustice to black people, but he's saying, I'm not going to speak against it because my money's going to stop, man. My money flow is going to stop, which means he would rather him live comfortably and the rest of his nation live a horrible life, murdered by the cops, live disgustingly. He would rather that. Yeah, he would rather that to save a bit of change, man, to keep his house. You mean to tell me a house is more important than your brother's life? You mean to tell me riches is more important than your brother's life? How about you speak up, man, and we all be broke together and build our nation from the ground up?
That's right.
How about that, man? We build our nation from the ground up. Think about it. If no one takes a stand, we ain't never gonna be in a certain position. Listen, you have to go to war to get peace, man. What these black artists should be doing is going to war with the white man, man. When I say going to war, I don't mean with weapons and so forth. I'm talking about they must use their voice, man. They must lift their voice like a trumpet, like the Bible says. They must stand up, man, and be courageous. Forget being the white man's hero. Why don't you be heroes for black people, man? Why don't you be a hero for your brother? Be a hero for your sisters, man. But listen, these celebrities just don't care.
That's right.
They just don't care enough. They'd rather keep the white man happy. Listen, they'd rather watch you die, make a couple 100,000, and keep the white man happy. That's what they'd rather do. And then, when they lose the ball and come back to us, they come straight back to the hood.
That's right.
Straight where they got their come up, and then they come straight back to us. Go ahead.
A good one that was MC Hammer. When he was big, you couldn't find him in the hood in the West Coast. As soon as his money went low, making hood videos with loads of black people behind him and his hat and all that, When before, all of his songs before were like all dance songs for white people. But as he lost his money, they became more songs based for the ghetto.
And then now he's trying to what? Get us on his side to sponsor him, get him back up there. Whereas all your artists do it, man. All of them do it. Get this big status and leave the place where they grew up. Don't come around to see how anybody is. They leave you stuck in the ghetto, man. Like 21 Savage, he might be coming back to England soon,
Yeah.
And who's he gonna come to when he comes back, man? Who's he gonna come to when he comes back? He's coming back to London. He's gonna come back to black people, man. Expecting us to. Then again, he's probably still rich, but if he did go broke, he's gonna expect us to sponsor him. UK artists that he didn't want to make songs with before, now he's gonna be making songs with them, man. Just to get up there and get this come up. Go ahead.
Like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions.
The Bible says, show my people their transgressions, meaning what? Show them where they're going wrong, man. And this is what we do. It's our job to show people where they're going wrong. Listen, you want Beyonce and Mayweather to show you where you're going wrong. Listen, they're going wrong themselves. They don't know. They ain't searched out the things of the Lord. How are they supposed to know? All they know is to make good songs, be a good boxer, and make you feel good. That's all their job is to do. Read that again, please.
Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
It says cry aloud, man. Don't spare no one's feelings. If you're celebrities and you're rich men that spare no one's feelings, they'll be saying the white man's the devil, man.
That's right.
They know he's the devil. You think they ain't muttering under their breath, this man's the devil, once they see how much money they make and what their contract states they're gonna get paid. You think they don't mutter under their breath? Listen, every so often you'll see these artists act out a character, man. You seen Cat Williams do it. One day was happy, then he acted out a character. You know why? Because they know really this white man's robbing them blind.
Kanye, I was gonna say with like even like Snoop Dogg one time, it was a documentary and he admitted that what they do, because like many of us we don't really know about them kind of things. They take advantage of them, they molest them financially because they don't know. You know?
That's exactly what they do, man. Listen, the white man ain't gonna pay you what you deserve, man. He's smart, he's strategic, he does his business things properly. He will look at you and he'll be like, this guy right here could make me about 100 million. But as of now, he's only making like 100,000. If I offer him 5 million, then I'll get 95 million. Like, the white man thinks like that. He don't look at it like, oh, this man's worth 100 million. I'm just gonna help him out and let him have 100 million. He looks at you as merchandise, man. Listen, there was a brother the other day that died. You know what's his name? Cadet, the rapper from the UK.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he died the other day. So he was on his way to a concert to perform at Keele University. I believe it was the 9th of February.
That's right.
He was on his way to perform at university. He ended up dying in a car crash. On his way to perform, he ended up dying in a car crash. You know what the university did? They said they want their refund, man. They said because he didn't make it to the concert, they want the money back that they paid for tickets. They said they want their money back, man. Because they look at you like you're just merchandise. They look at you obviously who they can make money off. I guarantee you what they was paying him weren't enough for him to die in a car crash, man. They was paying him peanuts and he died in a car crash. And guess what the sad thing about it is? No one's gonna remember him in 3 or 4 years' time, man. In 3 or 4 years' time, no one's gonna remember him. He was on his way to go and entertain white people, going to sing and dance on the stage to entertain white people, man. And where's he now? His funeral is what? This Saturday or something, so they said. His funeral is this Saturday, man. And he was going to entertain white people. And after he died, someone with dignity would say, you know what? We booked him. He died on his way to perform for us. Someone would say, all this money, we're going to go give to his family to. All this money we paid, the family can keep it for his funeral, man. The family can keep it for his kids and his family and for his funeral expenses and his after part. That's what someone with a good. That's what someone with a good conscience would say. But the white man just looks at you as property man,
Right.
and he says he wants his money back. He said he wants a full refund. Even though you died going to do something for him, to entertain him, he wants his refund, man. From there, give me 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. Also, another thing, that footballer as well, you know that footballer, that Argentinian one, and the plane came down?
Yeah.
Where he died on his way to Cardiff to go play for Cardiff.
Yeah.
Do you know that it came from a team called what, Nantes or somewhere? I don't know how you pronounce it. Nantes. Listen, they said they want that 15 million, man. They said, yo, we sold him to you. It's not our fault he died. We want that 15 million that you said you're gonna pay us for him. You think they care? They just want their money, man. Go ahead.
And what's so bad about that? They found him in the remains, and once they found him with the guy who was driving the helicopter, they didn't continue to search for him. They're like, well, we found who we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
So what about the helicopter driver's family? Like, what about him?
Exactly. They don't care. Listen, if you're nobody in this earth, no one cares about you, man. They found his body. They found him still strapped in the plane, man. They wanted their refund before they even found his body, which lets you know how disgusting the white man is. He can't even give you no privacy or no dignity or whatever. Go ahead.
First TITHES 4 and 8. Above all things, have urban charity.
Have what?
Have urban charity.
It says above all things, have fervent charity. What's that? Brotherhood. Have love and brotherhood to your people. Your people's going through something. You go through it right with them, man. Don't be like Steve Harvey saying, "Oh, I got a family to feed, and I ain't gonna do no courageous act and stop my money." Don't be like Steve Harvey, man. Be willing to make that money stop. Make a stand for your people. Why are you gonna be the white man's hero, man, when you can be the hero for your own people, man? And the Lord will reward you, man. You might go through hard times for a bit, but listen, many prophets did it. We're gonna get that with Moses soon, when he gave all of that, man. Go ahead.
Among yourselves, for charity shall cover a multitude of sins.
Brotherhood, man. Charity covers a multitude of sins. You know what covers a multitude of sins? Because obviously, if you got brotherhood, you ain't gonna do nothing wrong to a brother, man. Charity covers a multitude of sins because you got brotherhood, which means what? You ain't gonna go sleep with this woman.
That's right.
You ain't gonna go stab him. You ain't gonna make no Steve Harvey speeches. You ain't gonna make no Floyd Mayweather speeches. Because you've got charity, man. It covers a multitude of sins. Go ahead.
Verse 9, use hospitality one to another.
Use hospitality one towards another. We don't get no hospitality from these rich folks. These rich folks don't even want to know us, man. Listen, they would listen. Out of all the rappers, Dr. Dre decides to put Eminem on, man.
That's right.
Out of all the good black rappers that good rappers that have been trying to make it, all the rappers in the West Coast in the Bay, like what, Brother Lynch and Killer Tay and all of them kind of just hood rappers. Instead of putting on them, Dr. Dre goes and puts on the white boy, man. He goes and puts on Eminem. He puts on Eminem, who raps about what, killing his mom and all these little childish rhymes and the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Listen, Eminem's garbage, man. But he'd rather put on him than put on a black man. Go ahead.
Use hospitality one to another.
Hospitality one towards another, man. But we don't use hospitality towards the white man, towards Liam Neeson, towards everybody other than our own people.
Without grudging, as you want verse 10.
Go ahead.
Verse 10, as every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another.
So even though everyone has received the gift, now here this is talking about like spiritual gifts and whatnot. But say for instance, the rappers in the world, man, they've got a gift. Whether it's boxing, whether it's singing. Obviously, the Lord gives you the skills that you have. whether it's singing, whether it's boxing, they could use that gift and be a platform for black people, man. You see how Beyonce has hundreds of thousands of people at her concerts. All she has to do is grab the mic and just shout, "Jesus Christ is a black man." You know how much people hear that and be like, let me look it up. She's got that platform, man. Jay-Z's got that platform. All they have to do is be on a concert and say, "Oh, I've been doing some research. Jesus Christ is black." They could just open their concert with that opening line, man. And you know how much people in the all they have to do is listen, just be at a concert and say, "Check out the I.S.U.P.K. That's it, man.
That's right.
And then we will do the rest. Listen, you've been given a gift. People listen to them. People support them. All they have to do is share it on their Instagram page, man. They've got 120 million followers. Just share it on your Instagram page, and then we will do the rest. That's all they have to do, man. We ain't telling them to do anything else. That's all they have to do. The Lord gave them that gift, man. Give the Lord something back. Give the Lord's people something back. Tell everyone to check out the I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth. That's all you have to do, man. Instead of Beyonce, you see Beyonce, that song Irreplaceable. So when all these women was kicking their man out the house, she could have just said, she could have made the song saying, "Yo, I've been watching some brothers, man, and you shouldn't kick your black man out the house." Do you know how much black men will still be in the house now? You know how much black men's been kicked out of the house because of Beyonce and her using their gift for the wrong, man. The Lord gives you these gifts. You think what? Beyonce made it to where she was on her own. You think Mayweather made it to where he was on his own? They didn't make it to where they was on their own. The Lord gave them that gift, man. The Lord gave them that talent, but they ain't using that talent. They think, "Oh, I've got all this money." Listen, the Lord could just take away their talent tomorrow, man. You remember that rapper, and what was his name? DLC, he used to rap with I think he was a good rapper, and he crashed the car and he hit his throat on the tree.
I know you're talking, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. The Lord could take away your talent just like that. Just like that, man, your talent could be gone. One day you could be here, the greatest rapper of all time, like Tupac and Biggie. Next day, boom, you're gone, man. You didn't use your gift the way you should have. You could be like Ronaldo, man, that was an excellent footballer but kept getting injured. Your gift could just get taken away like that. You could be like Adriano, the next one. Your gift just gets taken away like that. Listen, man, do something with your gift. All you have to say on the stage is, "Check out the I.S.U.P.K, post it to your Instagram." But your celebrities ain't going to do that, man, because they want to keep their sponsors. Go ahead.
Even so, instead the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God.
That's give me Matthew chapter 5 and verse 3.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Blessed are the what?
Are the poor in spirit.
So listen, read that again.
Matthew 5 and 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Christ said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," man. You know who the poor is? Poor is us, man. Read on.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
And listen, the kingdom of heaven is going to be ours, man. Right about now, we're low, we're broke, surviving day by day. Seems like there's no good going to come at the end. Christ is blessed is us, man, because the kingdom of heaven is for us. Now, your celebrities, listen, this is the white man's kingdom, and this is basically their kingdom of heaven. Like, this is Mayweather's kingdom of heaven right now. He's loving it, man. He's loving life, living his best life right now. If he don't put that down and serve the Lord, he's going to be least in our kingdom.
That's right.
You see how now all these people which is rich and up there, Steve Harvey's in our kingdom. Steve Harvey, man, he's going to be. You see how low you are in this kingdom. That's going to be Steve Harvey in the next kingdom, talking about, "Oh, I do no courageous acts to stop my money." Listen, man, in the kingdom, it's going to ask you for money, man. And guess what? We're so brotherly, we're going to give him. But he needs to fix up, man, and repent, and come out of that madness along with all these other celebrities.
Verse 4. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
And listen, it says, blessed the day that mourn. Who's mourning? We the only ones mourning for our people, man. We the only ones out here, day and night, mourning. Don't like this kingdom, can't stand the white man, can't stand his rulership, can't stand our slaveries, can't stand this place. We the ones mourning. The celebrities ain't mourning. The Bible says, blessed the day who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Now, what do these rich folks need comforting for, man? They're living their best life. You only need comforting when you're mourning or whatnot. They don't need comforting. They're living their best life right now. Maybe we're spending 21 million on a watch and so forth. Go ahead.
Verse 5, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Blessed are the meek, man. Just go ahead.
Verse 6, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
And that's key there. It says, blessed are they who hunger and thirst after righteousness. Those who search for the truth, trying to do the right thing, man. Keeping God's laws, attending classes, searching for righteousness. Says those people are blessed. These celebrities, they ain't searching for righteousness. I heard a story about how what big pun used to be riding past the Israelites, swearing at them, and he used to be swearing at them and so forth. Where's he now, man? He's in the grave. I heard Mike Tyson used to do it as well. Say, oh, look at their garments, say, oh, they look like the Power Rangers. Where's Mike Tyson now, man? He's got a weed ranch in it.
Yeah.
He's getting high on the weed ranch right now. Go ahead.
And he made some crap martial arts film called Ip Man 3. And it's horrible to watch. It's cheesy. You will never watch it.
See, and one time Mike Tyson, yeah, he was on top of the world, man. Living his best life. Rich. One of the greatest boxers of all time. Knocking people out left, right, and center. His life came crashing down. He went prison, and when he came out, he was never the same, man. What's that guy's name? Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas.
Yeah, man. Listen, even I could take Buster Douglas, man. So I could take Buster Douglas, man. Mike Tyson came out of jail, lost to Buster Douglas. Even I could take Buster Douglas. Go ahead.
1 second. For they shall be healed. Verse 7. Blessed are the merciful.
Blessed are the merciful. We have mercy on our people. Our people die. It pains us, man.
That's right.
It hurts us. Our people get sent to jail. It pains us. The Bible says, blessed is the merciful. These rich folks don't care about, these rich folks don't have no mercy on the poor and the broke. What do they care? Do you think Beyonce cares about all the black men in jail? They don't care, man. You think your boxers, your celebrities, who's a big celebrity in the UK?
John Bars, Ian Wright, Andy Coles, White Yorks.
Yeah, you think they care about what? The injustice to black people. You think they have mercy on black people? They don't care. They moved out the hood, so it's not their problem. They see all these knife crime on the news, all these black kids stabbing one another. Do you think they care? They don't live in the hood no more. It's not their problem. They moved out the hood and be like, well, I don't live there. That's for them not to pick up the pieces. This is what they did. Move amongst white people and think everything's going to be sweet. Not knowing them white people don't even want you to live amongst them. Did you know that what the average, did you know that your rich celebrities, where they live, they just live amongst the what, the average dentist and the average white dentist, like just your average white dentist and whatnot. That's that. Even them white folks are probably richer than these celebrities. There was one of them who was a big black celebrity and they lived next door to just a dentist. Should have stayed living amongst black people. Go ahead.
For they shall obtain mercy.
And listen, man, you have mercy on your brothers. You obtain mercy from the Lord. You ain't been righteous your whole life. These celebrities ain't been all the way up there their whole life. I mean, damn, help your people out, man. You've got the voice, you got the mouthpiece, you got all the money. Help your people out, man. It ain't too hard. But nah, man, they ain't gonna do that. Because we've just been taught to become selfish and only care about ourselves. Go ahead.
Verse 8, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Verse 9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they are called the children of God.
Go ahead.
Verse 10, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Say, this is blessed, man. Being persecuted for righteousness' sake.
That's right.
Now, John Barnes, he don't want to be persecuted, man. So he keeps his mouth shut. These rich folks don't want to be persecuted for righteousness' sake. So they keep their mouth shut. It's in their mind. You think they don't see what's going on?
That's right.
A part of them maybe wants to speak out about it, but they're not gonna, man, because they don't want to be what? Persecuted for righteousness' sake. They don't want to lose all them sponsors. They don't want to lose all them paychecks. They don't want to get dropped from their record label. So they rather not speak out, man. It says, blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Go ahead.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
And listen, man, you rich folks, man, do the right thing, man. And you can get the kingdom of heaven, the real kingdom, where the white man ain't robbing you for your money, where you have to sign with him and complete this much albums and do all these visits. And listen, do you know most celebrities don't even like the work rate that they have to keep up? They have to keep up a high work rate, man. They got a certain target, this much albums, this much sales. This white man's working you like a dog, man. And that's who you want to reverence. Listen, man, you have a given call that we persecute for righteousness' sake.
That's right.
Persecute for righteousness' sake and get the kingdom of God, which is way better than anything you've ever seen. Way better than anything you've ever seen, man. All you have to do is have some faith, man. Be in the truth and you'll get it. Ain't that hard. I mean, now you care about what? A little what? Diamond watch. For now, all you want is what? A little diamond watch, a chain, a record deal. Listen, man. The kingdom of heaven, you don't even know what's in store. It's way greater than any record deal. Way greater than any gold watch and diamond chain. Way greater than anything the white man can give you. And one of the greatest things you're going to have is the white man in subjection to you, man. Make him, in the kingdom, you can have him making songs for white people, man. And you take all his money. You tell him, I want you to produce this much cotton. Listen, that's better than me being on any white man's record label. Me being able to tell him, listen, I want this much cotton by the end of the night. I want this much cotton by the end of the week. I want you to go there and do this and do that. Me calling the shots, I'll take that any day over than taking just some little watch, over taking just some little record deal, over having a record deal but my people are dying in the street. How about I give it all up and make it to a kingdom where my people live and we're all on top, man. We all can drink together. We all can live in a gated community together instead of just one of us living in a gated community. We all can raise our kids together. Our kids not be stabbing one another. How about that, man? Instead of what? Being selfish and all of this is going on and I'm just living in the hills somewhere.
That's right.
That's what our people do, just hide in the hills somewhere. Boy.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you.
And listen, man, that's how you know when you're doing the right thing. When people can't stand you, people don't want to be around you no more. You see pictures of all your family together, but you wasn't invited. You know you're doing the right thing, man. When one Christmas they try to invite you around, you don't go. 3 years down the line, they just know not to even invite you, man. They say, oh yeah, he's in some crazy cult, man. That's what they say. Oh yeah, he's going crazy. They say, oh, he's lost his mind now, man. He's lost his mind. He's in some crazy cult where, you know, they'll be on the street shouting. Listen, let them persecute you for righteousness' sake, man. Let them say whatever they want. Because guess what? You're going to get the kingdom and they ain't. Go ahead.
Obviously, for my sake.
And listen, man, let them make all these allegations against you, man, for Christ's sake. Now, obviously, there's a difference between someone persecuting you because you're an idiot and you do stupid things and you're in the wrong all the time. There's a difference. There's a difference between being persecuted because you know you're in GMS teaching rape. There's a difference. There's a difference between being persecuted for just being a disgusting sexual deviant, and there's a difference between being persecuted for righteousness' sake, man. There's a difference between the two. These damn rapists think they're being persecuted for righteousness' sake. No, man, you've been persecuted because no one likes a rapist, man.
That's right.
That's why. Obviously, not know the difference.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
Says do what?
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
Rejoice, man. The white man says, you know what? I seen a video of you. I seen a video of you saying the white man's the devil, and you get the sack. Rejoice, man, and be exceeding glad. The job's paying you garbage anyway, man. You get another one tomorrow. You probably even get a better one. Go ahead.
For great is your reward in heaven.
For what?
For great is your reward in heaven.
It says for great is your reward in heaven, man. You're gonna get the kingdom, man. You're gonna get a crown of gold upon your head. You're gonna be ruling these nations. You're gonna be ruling over them. Listen, nowadays you got the white man ruling over you. You're on his label. He can drop you from his label anytime. How about you make it to our kingdom, man? You don't have to be on his label. You'll be better than being on his label. You'll be richer than being on his label. Go ahead.
For so persecuted they the prophets.
And listen, they also persecuted the prophets. They persecuted some of them, killed a few of them. They persecuted them, man. Laughed them to scorn. Said, oh, these are crazy. Same thing they say today. They say, oh, these are crazy. Look how they dress. What's them things dangling from their jeans? Why do you wear this? Why did you do that? Listen, they persecute the prophets, man. Mock them and so forth. Listen, a little persecution here. Who cares? Let everybody say what they want. Did you see that? I saw it on Facebook the other day. That man that came up against the UPK years ago, them two men, and they're both dead now. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see that.
One of them was a presenter. I think he must have came up to the school, probably like the 90s. Was trying to mock them in the 90s. I can't remember what his name is.
Nah, I know there's one from the UK that went there and done like a little documentary.
Nah, not him.
Not him, nah.
Nah. I know which one you're on about. You know about the recent one, innit? From Vice.
Nah, even before that, one UK guy from the 90s, he went to there and you see like everyone there, or the heads and everything.
Was it on the street?
He went on the street, then he went in the school as well and spoke to High Priest, Ariah, and Yeshaya.
No, I think this one was after that. But yeah, I seen it afterwards, like it was mocking them, saying, oh, these like don't blah 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 blah. And then someone posted it like, look, they're dead now, man. Both of them are dead now because they came up mocking the prophets. And this is why if you don't know something, don't mock it, man. Just keep your mouth shut and find out what it's about first. Don't be all at the camp jumping around, screaming your Christianity, shouting, mocking the men. Because listen, the Lord don't take it lightly, man. The Lord loves his prophets. And you coming up and mocking his prophets, the Lord will turn your life around, man, just like that. Don't be mocking his prophets. I mean, if you don't believe, just don't believe, man. You ain't got to come up and mock his prophets and be shouting all kind of nonsense. Go ahead.
Which were before you.
See, and listen, prophets got mocked before us and persecuted before us. And there's going to be prophets that get persecuted after us, man. This should just let you know you're doing the right thing, if you're doing the truth. Go ahead.
Verse 13, ye are the salt of the earth.
It says, with the salt of the earth, man. We give the earth flavor. Everything we do gives this earth flavor. All these TV programs, these movies, we give it flavor, man. Everyone fashions themselves after us. Go ahead.
But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be altered?
Listen, man. With the salt of the earth, man. But if you lose our savor, basically you're good for nothing, man. Say for instance, Mayweather, them boxing skills is the salt of the earth, man. But when he said, no, I don't care, I'm to how black people, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. I like what I like. He lost his savor, man. He's meant to be the salt of the earth, man. He's meant to, you know, be the man, and he just lost his savor right there, man. And especially if you're in the truth and you leave the truth, man, you mentioned the salt of the earth, you lose your savor as well. Go ahead.
It is thence good for nothing.
Mirror is what?
Good for nothing.
You have to say is what?
Good for nothing.
Listen, man, celebrities is good for nothing, man. You want them to be priests and prophets. You want to inbox them, oh, I need help. Listen, I see people writing to artists saying, oh, I was gonna commit suicide, but your video, it changed my life. And this is what they're writing in celebrities' DMs, man. Listen, those people couldn't care less whether you lived or died. They're still getting paid. They couldn't care less about you. From there, take me to Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 1.
The book of Proverbs 22 and 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
A great name is what?
A great name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Now, when he says a great name, he's talking about your reputation, man. A great reputation is better to be chosen than great riches. You being rich don't mean nothing. It's not, I mean, it's not a curse to be poor. People make out like if you're poor, you've done something wrong, man. People make out like, damn, it's a curse to be poor. It's not, man. The Bible says a great name is better than great riches. I don't care how rich you are, man. If you ain't for black people, your riches don't mean nothing. If you ain't helping out your people, those riches don't mean nothing, man. All your celebrities is rich, but their reputation is tarnished because they hate black people, man. The Bible says a great name is better than great riches. Go ahead.
And a loving Ava rather than silver and gold.
Listen, man. Have favor towards your people, man. It's better than silver and gold. Listen, you'd rather have silver and gold than a great reputation for helping your people. You'd rather have silver and gold than standing up for black people than doing the right thing for black people, man. You'd rather silver and gold and riches and diamonds and a Bentley and all of that means more. Listen, this Bentley means more to you than a black man's life. Nah, man, that goes against what God's saying.
Verse 2, the rich and the poor meet together.
The what?
The rich and the poor meet together.
So listen, I don't care how rich you are, the rich and the poor what?
Meet together.
Nah, I'm going to move out to the suburbs, what?
Meet together.
Listen, man, you can go move to the suburbs, but the rich and the poor meet together. You know why? We both stand before the judgment seat of God, man. We're both going to go into a grave. We're both going to die, man. We both have to answer to God, man. Whether you're rich or poor. You think God cares if you're rich or poor? God cares about whether you're doing the right thing or not, man. And that's not to say you can't be rich and do the right thing. Of course you can. But most people, money's their downfall, man. Money's their weakness. And money rules their world. And being a celebrity and all of that rules their world. One time me and Corruption was somewhere, I can't remember where it was. There was some guy saying, oh, I agree with what you're saying, but I can't be on camera because a white man gave me a job and I'm thankful to him because I just came out of prison and I wasn't supposed to get the job and he gave me a job, so I can't be on camera saying the white man's the devil. And from when he said that, I was thinking, especially don't, I was thinking, yeah, you know what, especially don't be on camera saying it. I'm thinking maybe just go to church, man. Just go to church, sing and dance and continue with your life. Don't worry, we'll say it, man. We'll do it. He's basically saying, you know what, I need my job and forget what black people's going through. That's what he's basically saying. And go ahead.
The Lord is the maker of them all.
The Lord's the maker of us all, man. So whether you're rich or poor, we both have to go to the Lord, man. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're homeless, whether you're living in Beverly Hills, whether you're living in the suburbs, whether you're living in the ghetto, we've all got one maker. Don't make a difference to God. So you can go through this life rich, living good, like the rich man in the parable with Lazarus, man. listen, you can go through your life living good, but understand you ain't gonna be living good forever, man. Understand when you come back, you could be the brokest person. Understand this, man. We all got one maker, and whatever the maker sees fit to make you, you're gonna be. If the Lord says, you know what, this man's a selfish bastard, man, maybe take some of his riches off him, you're gonna lose your riches, man. Or you could be like, you know what, I know the Lord makes us rich or poor. Let me just help out my people, and maybe the Lord will, you know, say I've done a good deed and whatnot. But obviously, black people are rather rich for themselves. Go ahead.
Verse 3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil.
It says a prudent man, which is what? A wise man. Prudent means a wise man foreseeth the evil man. A wise man sees evil. Go ahead.
And hideth himself.
Like a wise man sees evil and he stays out of the way of the evil. A wise man will see money and be like, I'm not going to give up myself for money. A wise man will see money and be like, Well, we'll see a record deal. Obviously, I'm not saying money is evil. Obviously, money is not evil, but the root of it is like obviously the love for money will make you do evil things. Basically, like for your love of money, it will make you not care about nobody else, man. As long as you go get them new Jordans, as long as you go get anything you want, and everybody else support you, you don't care, man. For the love of that money, your record deal is more important than serving the Lord, man. For the love of that money. If you serve the Lord, you're gonna be like, I won't be able to, rap about hoes no more and rap about all this wickedness no more and blah 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 blah. So you'll be like, you know what? For the love of this money, I need to stay rich, man. I need to put more diamonds in this chain, man. That's what you be like. So obviously you ain't gonna change, because for the love of the money, is the root of all evil. Go ahead.
But the impul asan and
pass on. Here's the simple. The simple is what? Someone who's not wise, man. Someone who's dumb, who's basic. The celebrities is simple, man. They just go and do evil. Go to all these sex rings and sex cults that take part in these Hollywood parties and all this nonsense. Go ahead.
And are punished.
And listen, man, there's a punishment coming for those people. And that's it. And that give me Hebrews chapter 11, verse 23. Also, if you got any questions, just type them in and we'll get to them and so forth.
Right, the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 23. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandments.
Listen, man, afraid of the king's commandments, man. They knew something, man, that people don't know today. Go ahead.
Verse 24, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Aaron's daughter.
And this is Moses, man. Once he got to a certain age, Moses could have had the riches, he could have had the cars, he could have had the houses, man. Moses could have had it all. He could have had all the riches you could think of. He could have doubled Mayweather's net worth. Could have doubled Mayweather's, P. Diddy's, Jay-Z's net worth, man. This is at the time when the Egyptians was ruling. Nowadays, black people ain't even ruling, and these can't even give up what they got. At this time, Moses could have been amongst them, amongst the rulers, man, in Egypt, with all the riches, all the glory, all the everything. Moses gave that up, man. Moses gave that up. Moses gave that up, man, because he cared about black people. He cared about black people's struggle. Go ahead.
Verse 25, choosing rather to suffer.
And listen, he said choosing. These celebrities, they can choose, man, what they want to do.
That's right.
Whether they want to hate black people or they want to come and join black people, man. Moses had a choice. It says choosing. Moses could have said, nah, to how with them niggas. Moses could have said, nah, to how with them niggas. I'm living good. I'm popping, me and Pharaoh are popping all these champagne bottles, man. Moses could have said, me and what's the name, Tutu Carmen?
Yeah.
Moses could have said, I'm chilling with Tutu Carmen, man. Why do I want to go chill with these broke niggas in Goshen down there, man? Moses could have said, why do I want to be with these slaves that's building pyramids and got stone, got brick and water and the slaves, man, and they're getting whipped and they're killing one another and they're poor. Moses could have said, why do I want to be amongst them? Why do I want to be amongst them when I'm up here with Tutu Carmen riding on horses? I've got gold on top of gold. I'm living in the house of Pharaoh in castles. I've got all the riches, man. Why should I give this up and go be down there with them niggas, man? That's what Moses could have said.
That's right.
Listen, if you replaced Moses with Mayweather, that's what Mayweather would have said, man. Mayweather would have seen the choices and said, nah, I'm gonna stay with the two Carmen. He would have said, I'm gonna stay up there. He would have said, I'm gonna stay with Osiris and whatnot. So he would have said, well, listen, Moses is said choosing what? Go ahead.
Rather to suffer.
Moses chose rather to suffer, man. Moses saw his people being ill-treated. Moses saw his people broke. Moses saw his people poor. Moses gave up on his NFL dreams. Moses gave up on his boxing career. Moses gave up on his rap career. Moses gave up on having a house on the hill and all these great riches. Go ahead.
Some have some Pinocchio. Yeah, I got businesses.
Moses gave up on these entrepreneur businesses, man. Moses had a choice. He could have kept them and done them all. So Moses choosing to give those up. Go ahead.
To suffer affliction.
To what?
To suffer affliction.
Listen, man, there was one stage Moses wasn't being afflicted. Moses was living like Beyonce, Jay-Z. Moses gave all the up, man. He gave up that Rockefeller Records. He gave up that the Def Jam Records. He gave up all the Kevin Hart comedy shows, man. He gave up all that. He could have had all the riches. He could have been the man, got reverence and everything. He gave it all up to what?
To suffer affliction with the people of God.
With the what?
With the people of God.
Listen, Moses understood something heavy right here, man. Moses understood, you know what? God's the maker of us all. And if I suffer with God's people, I receive something more than what these Egyptians have given me. I receive way more than what these Egyptians have to offer. Moses realized, I'm one of the people of God. I'm going to go suffer with my people, and the Lord's going to deliver all of us. Moses understood that, man. These celebrities today, they would rather not suffer with the people of God. They would have lived with the Egyptians. They would have been happy to be called the daughter of Pharaoh, man. They would have been happy to be called the daughter of Pharaoh. Not Moses, though. Moses said, you know what? I'm gonna be afflicted like my people are. Moses basically said, why should I be rich and the rest of my people are being afflicted? Moses said, you know what? I'm gonna be afflicted with them. Moses said, you know what? I'm gonna be poor with my people, man. Moses said, you know what? I'm gonna be in Brixton, down in the dumps with my people. Moses said, how can I be in the suburbs and my people are dying in the ghetto? Moses said, how can I have a house with 50 rooms, man? Listen, Michael Jackson had a house with about 50 rooms, man. Moses said, how can I have a house with 50 rooms and some of my people are homeless? Moses said, you know what? I'm going to give up all of that because God's people means more than riches. God's people is way better than gold and silver. God's people is way better than being called the daughter of Pharaoh. God's people is way better than living my best life for 50, 60 years. That's what Moses said. Go ahead.
Than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
And he said, you know what? The pleasures of sin only last for a season. And it's true, it only does last for a season. And then one time, you can enjoy it, and it's going to be over with soon. All these millions that these celebrities make, one day, all that money is going to be gone.
That's right.
Whereas, if they stayed with the people of God, speed the people of God good? How come the people, man? Listen, what's money? Listen, people always say, oh, what would you choose, money or love? Listen, man, the love of your people is greater than any piece of paper. Money is just paper at the end of the day. Money is just currency that, you know, you just use to get by. It's not the end of the world, man. Don't be hating your people over paper money, man, over currency. Don't be thinking you're better than the rest of us because you got this piece of paper. It don't mean nothing, you know why? Because did you know that money can't stop you from getting cancer?
That's right.
When you listen, if you get these plagues and whatnot, money can't help you. Rich people now, when they're about to die, that's when they want to give up the money, man, because they know they can't take it with them. Listen, that man that was a millionaire, that white man, what's his name? Karl Lagerfeld. He died, when did he die? Yesterday or something?
Yesterday.
Yeah, Karl Lagerfeld, he had 150 million. They said that 150 million might go to his pet cat, man. You read it in the article.
Didn't read that part.
They said that 150 million might go to his pet cat. Listen, he had 150 million. You can't take that nowhere with where he's going now. That's like all our black celebrities. That money, you can't take it where you're going, man. Go ahead. And Moses gave order up because Moses said, if I live good now, it's just for a season. Go ahead.
Verse 26, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt.
And listen, he esteemed the riches of Yahushua greater than the treasures in Egypt. He said this truth, man, and this brotherhood, and what God's got in store for his people, because these are the people of God. He said that is better than what? That's better than gold.
That's right.
That's better than silver. That's better than a pyramid, man. He said that's better than believing some nonsense that, oh yeah, the stars line up with the pyramids. And listen, man, Moses put down all that nonsense. All these Egyptians talking about, yeah, the Egyptians had gold in the sand and you just be walking and there was gold there and all of that nonsense. Listen, Moses gave up all of that nonsense, man. Moses said, you know what? Great riches come from the Lord, greater than anything these Egyptians could give me. Moses understood the Egyptians wasn't his makers. He understood that these Egyptians ain't God. He understood if he served God, he could rule over the Egyptians one day, man.
That's right.
He understood if he served God, he can have the Egyptians making the pyramids, man. He can have the Egyptians building everything that he wants. He can have the Egyptians fetching his water, man. He can send them 50 miles, man, and say, listen, I want my water back in 5 minutes. No, they're not going to make it back, man. He could have that power over them, man. He said, you know what? That's greater than what? Me being called the daughter of Pharaoh. Me living like an Egyptian. But these celebrities, they'd rather live like a white man. They'd rather live like a white man than be a black. They want to be a nigga, but they can't be too black around their white counterparts, man. Go ahead.
For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
Listen, man. He respected the reward he was about to receive. He gave up all these riches he could have had. He gave up that life, man. He gave up that pushy life. He gave up driving around in Bentleys, nice horses. He gave it all up and would rather suffer with his people. He basically said, if all my people are broke, make me broke too, man. That's what he basically said.
That's right.
He said, you know what? If all my people is homeless, make me homeless too, man. He said, if my people ain't got no mansion and I don't want the mansion. He said, if we all can't get a mansion, I don't want a mansion, man. If we all can't live good, he's saying if we all can't live fat and live good, I don't want to live good, man. And he gave up all of that. And after that, the Egyptians made his life hell, man. He was on the run. He would rather be on the run than living in a mansion if it meant that his people would be suffering. He was a righteous man of God. And that's what righteous people with a voice and with power are supposed to do. Moses was in a position and he used his position, man. And guess what God did with his... Do you think Moses knew at the time he was going to be the very man to free black people? Moses didn't know that. But guess what? The Lord used Moses to free black people, man.
That's right.
He used Moses to make black people walk across the Red Sea.
Right.
You think Moses knew about the miracles? Moses didn't know. You think Moses knew that he was going to split the Red Sea? He didn't know. Meanwhile, you got Beyonce and Mayweather and Steve Harvey don't want to speak up. Listen, the Lord could use them to do even greater things than he used Moses for, man. but they don't want to do it, man. Moses raised up this nation and he split the Red Sea, delivered God's people, man, the people of God. The Egyptians drowned in the sea. And guess what? These rich people that don't want to make a stand for black people, don't want to use their position to do nothing. They might drown. You see how the Egyptians drowned? These people are going to die with the white men, man. When the bombs hit, listen, most I don't care about how rich you are. You can't buy your way into the kingdom. You can't see your house and say, oh, you know what? I didn't care about black people, but listen, I got 2 million, you'll split it between all the black people. Listen, he don't care about that, man. You can't game him up like you can game up people out here, man. He don't care about your money. He don't care about your riches. You ain't gonna be able to go to him and say, you know what? I got 10 million. How much people's in the kingdom so far? You know, just push one of the poor ones out. Just let me buy my way in. You can't do that, man. It's not gonna work, man. You need to give up something now. You need to unload off some of it. Listen, you can be rich, but be rich and righteous, man. You don't have to be rich and wicked. You can be rich and righteous. You can care about your people. Go ahead.
The 22nd verse. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king.
Not what?
Not fearing the wrath of the king.
It says Moses forsook Egypt, man. He gave it up, not fearing the wrath of the king, man. Not fearing the wrath of the pharaohs. Nowadays, your artists don't speak out because they fear the wrath of their king, the white man, man. They fear his wrath. They fear their sponsors getting cut off. They fear their record deal ending. So they ain't going to speak up for black people, man. They fear losing everything they have. And obviously they ain't built like Moses, man. Moses was a righteous man that gave up all of that so his people could live, man. So his people, so he can go join his people. He can fight and war with his people, man. But guess what? Obviously, Mayweather ain't going to do that for us. You know what I'm saying? Going to do that for us. Jay-Z's not going to do that for us. Oprah Winfrey, she's definitely not going to do that for us, man. She ain't gonna do that for us. How much is Oprah sitting on like something? She's a black billionaire. That's what I said. Listen, Oprah Winfrey's a billionaire, man. But I guess you know what? Being a billionaire is worth more than black people's lives, man. Being a billionaire, the pleasure of sins for a season is better than black people, you know, living good. Better than black people being off drugs and black people being shot. I guess being a billionaire is worth black people getting shot by the policeman. It must be worth it because she can't seem to put it down. Go ahead.
For he endured as in him who is invisible.
He endured, man. He endured, man. And these rich people need to understand, you know what? It's black people that's been, listen, and the thing is, it's black people who supporting all these artists, man. You be the ones who put them on. You be the ones that gave them encouragement, man, before they even started their career. Listen, you think before Mayweather was famous, he started off in a white man's boxing gym. Nah, man, you think his father, what's his uncle's name?
Roger Mayweather.
You think Roger Mayweather started off in them expensive boxing gyms with the nice boxing bags and the nice gloves? Nah, man, he started from rock bottom. Probably started in their back garden. The bags all torn up. Just in the, you know the average black man gyms, the little basic ones.
Yeah.
Started there, man. At least you could go the man that started, at least go buy the black man the gym and be like, yo, you put me on. This is what these celebrities do. This is what they do. Get a bit of money, move to a white man's gym, and you never see that black man again that even started their career, man. It got so bad that whose dad sued them? Was it Houston's dad that sued them? Listen, it got so bad, man, that Whitney Houston's dad sued her, man. Why should they have to see her, man? She can't come up with some money. He's her father, man. He's the one that brought her into this world and put her on, man. And listen, he had to sue her, man, to try and get a little bit of change. And go ahead.
Verse 28, through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of the blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn could touch them.
Listen, man, Moses kept these laws, man. Kept the Passover, kept the Torah, everything, man. kept everything in the law, gave up his old life of probably doing whatever he wanted, of living how he wanted. He gave up all of that, man, to come and do these things, keep Passover, serve the Lord, and so forth. From there, give me Matthew chapter 19 and verse 23.
The book of Matthew 19 and 23. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Look, man, even Christ had these interactions with these rich folks, man, that thought it was too good for black people. Christ had these interactions with black folks, man, that thought it was too good for black people. Go ahead. Oh, like, sorry if you was
No, sir. Yeah, verse 23. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Because Christ knew that these rich men only care about themselves, don't care about their nation, don't care about black people. He knew, man. Now, this doesn't mean if you're rich that obviously you must be poor. Now, man, it don't mean that, man. It don't mean that. Obviously, it's not a sin to be rich, man. You can be rich, but just know what you're doing with it, man. Be righteous. You ain't got to be like these rich folks that don't care about black people's problems no more. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle.
So it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, man. You see, the eye of a needle, it was a gate in Damascus. It's not talking about a little needle that a piece of thread can go through. That's what Christians believe that it's talking about. That it's talking about a needle that a piece of thread goes through. You can look it up. There's a gate in Damascus. It's called the eye of a needle. And the reason Christ mentioned a camel is because when the camels used to come, obviously you used to load up your camel with the stuff. You used to have bags all on it and whatnot. And then the camel couldn't get through the gate because the gate's narrow. So you had to unload off some of the stuff to get the camel through. So Christ is basically saying, no, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man, meaning what? These rich men got to unload off some of these riches, man.
That's right.
If they want to get into this kingdom, give up some of the riches, man. Unload off some of the riches to black people, man. That's what it's talking about. Ain't talking about a needle where a tiny piece of thread can go through. Listen, if it was that simple, even a poor man can't get through that, let alone the rich man. Ain't talking like that. If you can look it up, just type in I have a needle gate of Damascus. It will show you a picture of it. It's just like a little gate like this, which was thin. Used to unload off the camel. The camel had to go through without all the bags and stuff what was on it. And basically, Christ is saying, yo, the camels can barely go through there with the bags on. So it gave them like basically, what's it called? What is it?
Analogy.
Yeah, it gave them an analogy of basically a rich man trying to get into the kingdom. He's trying to say, yo, the gates that narrow, he ain't getting with all the riches. Basically, that's what it was saying. Go ahead.
Than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
So listen, man, you people like Floyd Mayweather and them, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, man, than for them to enter into the kingdom of God, man. Look how they go on. Go ahead.
Verse 25. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved?
Obviously, at this time, the disciples was just learning at the time, so they didn't have all the knowledge and all the breakdowns and all the understanding. So there's a lot of things that Yahushua used to say that used to go over their head. Christ used to say a lot of things to them that used to go over their head. Same like there's loads of things in the Bible that went over their head that they didn't understand at the time. Later on, they'll be like, oh, that's what it meant. Go ahead.
Verse 26. But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible.
Go ahead.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and for LOB.
So they said, look, we gave up all, man. We gave up houses. We gave up Christmas. We gave up Easter. We gave up all these pagan holidays, man. We gave up everything. We gave up everything we was doing before, man. We gave up all. Go ahead.
We have forsaken all, and for LOB, what shall we have therefore?
And they said, yo, we gave up all. So they're asking, obviously, anyone who asks this question, you know, I gave up my house, gave up my car, I gave up this and that. This is what these rich men should be asking us, man. They need to give up their riches and come and ask us this question, man. Go ahead.
And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones.
You're going to sit up on what?
12 thrones.
Listen, man, Yahushua told his disciples, look, when it's my kingdom, you see me coming, you're going to sit on 12 thrones, man. They gave up just houses, cars, Christmas, and they're going to sit on 12 thrones, man. Listen, you give up all that, you're going to receive a crown that's everlasting, instead of just being rich for a season, instead of the pleasures of sin for a season, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Urging the 12 tribes of Israel,
Go ahead.
and verse 29, and everyone that has forsaken houses.
It says, and everyone, man, meaning what? These rich folks, they give up all of this. Go ahead.
Or brethren, or sisters, or for others.
So if you've forsaken, you gave up basically your old life, like your father invites you around for Christmas, you say, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas, man. Your mom invites you around for what? Easter, you say, no, I'm not doing that, man. I'll give up all that, man. Your mom don't want to know you because you give it all up. You just don't go crying and say, okay, mom, I'll celebrate it one last year, but when you give it all up, man, go ahead.
Or wife.
And even if your wife ain't in the truth, man, and she says, if you don't take me out for Valentine's Day, I'm going to leave you. And you go, all right, shalom. You go, all right, then shalom, man. You give it all up, go ahead.
Or children.
The children don't want to know you because you didn't buy them a Christmas gift. Children look at you crying and say, you know what? If you don't get me a Christmas gift, man. If you don't get me a Christmas gift, we're never going to speak to you again and whatnot. Go ahead.
Or land.
And you give up land, meaning your house in Beverly Hills, with the gated community, go ahead.
For my name's sake.
For what?
For my name's sake.
Not because you've gone bankrupt like Mike Tyson and Michael Jackson. Not because you've gone bankrupt. You give up for what?
For my name's sake.
You give up for Christ's name's sake. Not because you was done with your money and you went bankrupt. Go ahead.
Shall receive an hundredfold.
And you're going to receive a hundredfold, man. At this present moment, you've got one, you're going to receive a hundredfold. It doesn't literally mean 100, it just means many more, man. Don't be counting thinking, yeah, I'm going to get 100 more moms, 100 more kids. It just means a lot more, man. Go ahead.
And shall inherit everlasting life.
And listen, man, that's what you want, everlasting life. This money and jewelry and stuff you're getting now, it's not even everlasting. The style changes all the time, man.
That's right.
It changes all the time. Look at how people used to dress back then. They wanted to hold on to those things, and guess what? No one even looks at those things no more. Just look at our old watch now, and look at the new watches. They cared more about that watch than their nation. And when people see that watch now, they laugh at it and like, look at that watch, man. Just look at the old Versace shirts that Biggie and them used to wear, man. Listen, those Versace shirts meant something back then. But you look at them now. Look at them Reebok classics now that they all used to wear back then. Look at them now. Everyone laughs at them. Listen, man, Christ is going to give you something which is everlasting. Fashion goes in and out all the time.
That's right.
So you're not forsaking all of this stuff because you want the latest fashion, you want all of this, you want all of that. It's pointless, man, because it's not everlasting. Go ahead.
And it's heavy you said that because, you know what I mean, about 9 years ago, baggy trousers and big shirts and stuff. Now you look silly to wear something like that. So it shows. You mean there were people that sold crack, sold weed to buy the nicest big baggy shirt and clothes. And who cares about it now? Nobody.
Exactly.
You'll be a laughing stock if you wear some extra large shirt and you're wearing small. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You wouldn't wear the.
Exactly. You won't wear it now. But people would rather have all of that than have everlasting life. From there, give me 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 3. So listen, man, that's all it is, man. These rich folks couldn't care less about black people. Couldn't care less, man. I see people tweeting celebrities, asking them for advice. Listen, they're just to sin, man. Beyonce's job is just to put on a little skirt and dance on stage, man, and talk about crazy in love. 1 minute she's crazy in love, next minute is to the left, to the left. Listen, 1 minute she's crazy in love, then it's to the left, then she's drunk in love. Then women rule the world. Listen, man, that's too confusing for me, man. How much time is she going to contradict herself? And this is the people who people rather take advice from.
That's right. 1
minute Beyonce is going to tell you, ooh, if you don't like him, be drunk in love with him. Then, ooh, she's crazy in love with him. Then to the left. Then some song called Lemonade. Then something about a halo. I can see a halo. Then listen, I can't keep up, man. Go ahead.
1 Timothy 6 and 3. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahushua Christ, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, he is proud and knoweth nothing.
Listen, man. These celebrities, they don't teach this. They don't adhere to this. And you think they've got all the answers? They don't know nothing. Many people go to concerts to hear these singers and whatnot. You're trying to get religious advice from someone that's a boxer, man. Like Mayweather was going to say something smart. People actually thought Mayweather was going to say something smart. Like it's Floyd Mayweather, man. His job is to box. His job, it's not Floyd Mayweather's job to talk about this and that. Mayweather's job isn't the Bible and whatnot. That's not Mayweather's job, man. Mayweather's job is to be an Uncle Tom and to box. That's Mayweather's job. People are upset like he was meant to do something different. Go ahead.
But the old thing about questions and strife of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings, perverse disputing.
What chapter you?
1 Timothy 6 and 3.
Carry
on. Corrupt minds.
Is it the part that says for the love of money?
That might be.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, that's verse 10.
Yeah.
1 Timothy 6 and 10. 6 and 10 about the love of money, or to start off where it was.
I think there's a bit more on it. Is there a bit more on it before that? Yeah.
That's right. Corrupt minds and destitute of the truth.
Listen, man. These celebrities have corrupt minds and they're destitute of truth. They don't know no truth. They're corrupt, man. You're trying to straighten them out, thinking they're going to say the right thing, man. No, go ahead.
Of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness.
Supposing what?
Gain is godliness.
Listen, people make out like to be broke is a sin, man. People make out like if you're poor, it's a sin. Being poor is not a sin, man. They think gain is godliness. They think, well, I'm rich. I must be doing something right. God's blessing me. They think, yeah, well, God's blessing me with this. God bless me with this contract. I'm blessed by God. They think gain is godliness, man. Because they've got corrupt minds. All they can see is money, man. Go ahead.
For from such withdraw thyself.
And it says, from such withdraw thyself, man. You got to withdraw yourself from that kind of people. For time's sake, take me to Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 4.
Proverbs 23 and 4. Labor not to be rich.
Do what?
Labor not to be rich.
The Bible says, labor not to be rich, man. This is all these rich folks want to do, is be rich. The Bible says, labor not to be rich, man. Go ahead.
Cease from thine own wisdom.
And it says, cease from your own wisdom. They think, oh, I'm going to keep working, and I'm going to get richer, I'm going to get richer, I'm going to get richer. They can't see no end. All they can see in front of their eyes is money, 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 money. So they're just going to keep doing what they're doing, And this is why maybe it keeps retiring and unretiring, man. This way it keeps retiring and unretiring. Because he labors to get rich, man. Go ahead. And then he's going to lose his record and go ahead.
And that's heavy, like, that's a black man's life in general.
Exactly.
Your grandma was paying bills, your dad was paying bills, and for some reason, there's always someone that thinks my labor is going to end all the rent problems, all the gas problems, and no, it don't. So you're going through the same thing.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Will thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings.
Hold on, riches do what?
Make themselves wings.
Riches make themselves wings, man. Meaning what? That money goes.
That's right.
You keep working to get rich. That money goes, man. Why do you think all these artists that retire and say, okay, this is the last concert, and listen, Barry Simon said about 10 times this is his last concert.
That's right.
Barry Simon said 10 times this is his last concert. Listen,
Next.
I've been to 3 of his last concerts, and all of them have been the last one, and he keeps coming back because money makes itself wins. Just have enough to survive, man. Don't be putting your whole life about it. All you see is money, 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 money. Because listen, you're never going to get rich, man. Never, ever, ever. Is there anyone that?
Yeah, they fly away as an eagle towards heaven.
Listen, man, that money flies away. 1 minute you got it, next minute you don't. That money in your pocket just comes and goes, man. These days, I'm at that stage in life where I know the money's going to go, man. You see, once I get paid, I just know, yeah, once I pay the bills, that money's going to go, man. There's no point in even doing overtime, man, because listen, that money's going to go, man. I understand that. I've come to terms with, it's just going to go. It don't mean you can't do overtime because if you need to buy something new, yeah, of course you can do overtime. But obviously, don't make your whole life about money. Let me just get this last verse. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 14. Because you rich folks, all they want is money. And then they work until they get old. And then they die. And then guess what? Who does that money go to? They can't take it where they go. That's who they want to give it to the community.
9 and 14.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 14. There was a little city and few men within it.
So it says there was a little city, just a small city, and there was only a few men in the city.
And there came a great king against it.
And there came a great king against this city, man. Someone great, someone that you praise, someone who you worship. Go ahead.
And besieged it.
And this man took hold of the city. Go ahead.
And built great bulwarks against it.
And this man built strongholds and everything. Go ahead.
Now there was found in it a poor wise man.
So now it says it was a great king. This man was great, had everything, and there was in the city there was a poor man who's wise. Like us, we in the city, we the poor wise man today, man. Go ahead.
And by his wisdom delivered the city.
And by his what?
By his wisdom delivered the city.
And this was a poor wise man. By his wisdom, he delivered the city over this strong king. Listen, you know a poor wise man that delivered the city? Moses did it, man.
That's right.
I.S.U.P.K, a poor wise man that are going to deliver a city.
Right.
We just a poor man in the city. Meanwhile, you got your prime ministers, your Theresa Mays. Go ahead.
Yet no man remembered that same poor man.
Yet what?
No man remembered that same poor man.
No man remembered that same poor man. You know why no one remembered him? Because he's poor, man. Nobody cares about poor people. Listen, if it was like everything Mayweather and Beyonce say, everyone takes it as gospel, man. Like, this is the truth. But what we say, no one cares, man. Because we like this poor man here that delivered the city. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised.
The poor man's what?
Wisdom is despised.
Listen, man. The poor man's wisdom is despised. When you should be taking answers from us, you rather go listen to Kevin Hartman. He's a comedian. You expect him to say something serious. You expect him to know about black people's problems. He's a comedian, man. His job's to make you laugh until you can't breathe and whatnot. His job's to do that, man. That's what his job's to do. Beyonce's job's to sing and make you feel good. Beyonce's job is to make a woman so-called know her worth. That's Beyonce's job, man. Listen, but the poor man with wisdom, you don't want to hear him, you know why? Because he ain't got the biggest platform. He ain't on your TV screen, and so forth. Go ahead.
And his words are not heard.
And his what?
His words are not heard.
And listen, man. This poor wise brother, which is us, our words ain't heard, man. Nobody wants to listen to us.
That's right.
But you have millions of people at these concerts listening to garbage. You have millions of people at all these silly little marches. Which what's that black man's name from America? Al Sharpton. You have many people listening to him, but nobody wants to listen to us. Because what? We this little poor man, and I will read it again.
And our words are not heard.
And our words are not heard. When we've got the words to deliver the city, man. We've got the remedy to save black people's lives. We've got the remedy to fix this place, man. We've got the remedy to teach you how to raise your kids, to teach you how to run your life. But because we ain't got all the money, like Mayweather, because we ain't got all the riches, our words are what?
Our words are not heard.
And because we ain't got all of that, our words ain't heard, man. So nobody wants to listen to us. Because we ain't got all the nice clothes and £80 million watch, and we ain't all over the news, and we don't sell out concerts and shows. We don't sell out concerts and shows. But we have the words, man. We have the wise words to run this kingdom. We have the wise words to run this earth. But because we poor, what? Read that again.
Our words are not heard.
Listen, man. This is the problem. Is there anyone that?
The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
Hold on, what?
The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
See, our words are heard in quiet, man. We be teaching people how to raise your kids, man. How to not make your kids be the statistics. How to not make your daughter be a whore that just sleeps around, man. How to run your family. How to run your life. But our words are heard in quiet, man. Because we ain't great according to the white man's kingdom, man. We ain't great according to this white man's kingdom. So our words is heard in quiet. Not many people hear them. Our words don't go that far, man. Go ahead.
More than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
More than what?
More than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
Listen, man. We'd rather listen to people that rule among fools. You'd rather listen to Theresa May. You'd rather listen to Beyonce. You'd rather listen to Jay-Z. You'd rather listen to all these celebrities. But the words of the prophets and us poor brothers, our words is held in secret, man. People don't remember who we are. People don't remember what we say. We've been saying for years, look, the white man's the devil, stay away from him.
That's right.
We held in secret, man. Nobody hears us. But they'll rather listen to fools like John Barnes. Oh, Liam Neeson ain't evil. Liam Neeson deserves a medal. They'll rather listen to Liam Neeson, man. Because the words of the poor are heard in quiet. And with that, we say shalom, stand up the class.
All right, that was a powerful class. Let's give Officer Dunbar a hand. This is a powerful class. Right? We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohanna, rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the heads to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months, the brother and sister will get permission from the heads to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th. Ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is the Passover, Saturday the 20th of April. So you'll do mind that if you're in the UK, you mean at the end of the month. You don't mean when the first of
flights getting booked. First thing on the 1st, about 9 a.m. So everyone needs to have their money by the 28th, which is the day before, which is the last day of the month. So bang on the 1st, and book the tickets, and then that's
it. All right, so it's got to be ready by the 28th of this month and being booked on the 1st of March. All right. Remind. Sorry, 1 second. Not mandatory alcohol qualifications. All Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin boards in the hallway, and also check all I.S.U.P.K social media. So the Facebooks, Twitters, YouTube. Check all that for the latest videos, lectures, whatever the case may be. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves, and that we're going to rise and face the east and send up the Lord's prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Bar Ratazar, Kawar, Hayah, Bar Shemayim, the Thundernawa, the Kam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawakinawa, Wala'a, Tabay Ayanawa, Bansaiwan, Abol, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafapara, La'aywalamyan, Amen.
In the English, our
Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be the next prayer is the Hakah, the power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Babu Kashar, the Thundernawa, Hakah, Lara Pa'ar, Kau Makalar, Wakau Malawa, Hakah, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakah, Lahafia, Hamafia, Hakah, Arakawa, Hatama the Garishun, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, Amen. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Let prayer is the blessings Barakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Mataza Bi'ah, GEN.YAHANNA, Ha Alawapia, Ha Sabranium, Ha Quatazayanium, Ha Alium, Wa Akwapia, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Tawada, Amen.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding GEN.YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things
and
living.
all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Listen to us now.
listen to us now,
Right now.
send evils
Curses
and curses
and punishment
and punishment and destruction and death
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us.
speak against us,
Thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school,
and the school,
send
send evils
and
and curses
and punishment,
and
destruction,
and destruction
and death
and death
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the pockets
the
of
pockets
the rich of Israel
of the rich of Israel
that
that refuse
refuse to
to give to the school, force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary,
to enter into thy sanctuaries, send evils
curses,
and curses
and punishment,
and punishment
and destruction,
and destruction
and death
and death
to the Edomites,
to the Edomites
and the nations,
and the nations
and their drug dealers,
and the drug dealers, the court system,
prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia, Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan
Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Pasipomatazi,
Pasipomatazi,
gay movement,
the gay movement,
lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
NASA space program,
army,
Navy,
Air Force,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
and the airways,
the cable access channels,
the cable access channels,
the radio channels,
and the radio channels,
convict the spirit
convict the spirit
of any of thy people
people
that seek to stop us,
that seek to stop us
and brings with death
and brings with death
to all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way,
that stand in the way
or try to stop us
or try to stop us
from broadcasting your word
from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose
Let loose
all the
terrorists,
cause them to go
to and fro through the earth and destroy, cause the terrorists
to
come against America and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake
at the hands of
at the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahweh
Let Yahweh shine,
Michael,
Gabriel,
and
Gabriel
come down with flying saucers,
come down with the flying saucers
kill all the heathen
and kill all the heathens
that
that come up against us
speak thy word,
as we speak thy word,
cause it to be known
cause it to be known
all
by all
that is the angel
that is the angels that have on it,
cause it to be spread
cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media
throughout the whole world,
throughout the whole world,
cause them to shake
cause them to shake
at thy coming
at thy coming
in the name of Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Always, so be it. The last prayer is to bless Israel. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Nawa, Wa Yashra'ala, Wa Habayah, Sapayim, Barak Rapab, Magun Hagun, the Gordon family, the Bennett family, the George family, Shania, Nuriah, Atara, Carmel, Alishai, Ayala, and Ira. And that's it. Or Israel. Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Tawada, Amen. And what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect those loved ones in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. So with that, men of Israel, we're gonna give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbat, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, Yad Yom Atah, class dismissed.